Hey Lotuses, tonight I'm bringing you a quick relationship energy update. For this is a general reading for the collective, so only apply this to you if it resonates. And if you like a personal reading, you can always tap in. All right, so your oracle guidance message comes from the Goddess of Compassion. Self-criticism is diminishing your sense of self-worth. Now, clarifying this is a Seven of Swords. So what this is telling me is that there are many of you in the collective that are starting to internalize a lot of the negativity that is taking place in your relationship, especially as it pertains to criticism. So this may be like the energy of a partner who is using criticism to kind of manipulate the situation and kind of turn it around as if it's your fault, that the relationship is in the state that it's in. And you're starting to internalize that, and it's causing you to have some mental some lack of clarity in your mental focus and your decision making as it pertains to the relationship. um a lot of you, again with the Seven of Swords, definitely indicates some internal struggle, but I feel like the way that you're dealing with the internal struggle is one of two ways. Either you're hoping that this will pass on its own and you won't have to do anything. But Spirit is saying that the longer you stay, the worse the situation is going to be, and things are just going to get worse. If you are kind of taking the approach, because 7M to me indicates sometimes complacency. So you may be not wanting to be the one to make the decision to end the relationship. So it's almost like you're waiting for that person to end the relationship, but I can tell you now that that's not the energy that the other person's in, and you'll kind of see why as I go on. So definitely some internal struggle as it pertains to relationships, but you're starting to internalizing it, and it's making you stagnant on making decisions on what to do. What's blocking? We have the Ten of Wands. So what's blocking you is this card indicates in this particular deck emotional drama, deception, and not being able to manage the situation. So if we look here, we have a man. If you look kind of closely, you can kind of see it looks like he doesn't really know how to handle her. Also, what I'm getting here is that there overall, what's blocking you is you and your partner are just really in two different places energetically. Well, here we have our feminine being a way more vulnerable and open, and here we have our masculine being a little more closed off. To me, maybe a little can be indicative of deception. And so because of all of this, 10 being a new beginning, it's really hard for you guys right now to take a step towards a new beginning or trying to enter a new cycle in the relationship because of all the emotional drama, the conflict, and it's almost like they're not budging, you're not budging. And so there is no compromise right now. So things are kind of like stalemate. That's what I'm getting in the situation. And it kind of leads back to here. You're still internalizing what to do and not taking any action. And it could be, again, because you're waiting for them, they're waiting for you. It's just, no one's taking any action, and so the energy is just dwelling on emotional drama and deception and things like that. How are feminine showing up in the relationship? We have the Nine of Pentacles. So what I'm getting from this, and if we look at this card again, the female in the readings, and I'll just show you here, and all three cards The feminine is very is naked, and that just tells me that the feminine is the person in the relationship that's much more open. um Here we see um her vagina and her breasts, and so um the feminine in the collective relationships right now, you're in a place where you're kind of just laid back, kicking and enjoying the dreams that you're having of a new situation. So you're creative and you're nurturing your future. That's where you are. But I think this is more or less internal. You're not really taking the actions right now, but you're definitely in your mind and planning for a new future. And to be honest, you're planning for a new future without this person, because you're the only one in here. So you are definitely focused on ending a situation so that you can start anew. And that's what I'm getting from it being the Nine of Pentacles. Nines represent endings and completions. And like I said, right now you're being blocked from this 10 energy, which is a new beginning. So you're really in a state where you're just focused on the future, and um you're really happy about like your future outlook. When you think about life after this relationship, you're really happy. And meanwhile, masculines are showing up in the Three of Pentacles, and if we can just see just the vibration in general, we have this 3 and this 9. It's a much higher vibration. So feminines are in a much higher vibration. What I'm getting for the masculine is that masculines are showing up in the relationship still trying to do the same old tactics and things that they did to keep you, but it's not working. And basically right now they're just a mere distraction. And again, we have one person with clothes, one person's not, definitely not on the same energy, on the same vibration. And so a lot of masculine are using the old same tired tactics of trying to use sex as a tool to control the situation. And so instead of focusing their energy on leveling up um to take the necessary actions, they're still trying to use the same old tactics, okay? And they're working really hard at it. But with the Three of Pentacles, this is kind of like work that doesn't really pay off in the end. So and this is because you're already here. You're already kind of at the end of the situation, dreaming of a new future, and they're wasting time and energy trying to still be a distraction with the same old tactics, but it's not working. For the outcome, we have the Six of Cups, and in this deck, this indicates someone who's looking over the memories, the sad memories, taking some time to themselves. What this is telling me that for many couples in the collective, the final outcome of this situation is going to be you deciding to move on from the situation, because in looking back and reflecting on the relationship, you're going to come to a realization that the bad memories and the bad times and the bad energy does not outweigh the good, and you're needing to remove yourself from the situation so that you can move on and get some emotional fulfillment. But this is definitely the energy of someone who is kind of taking some time to reflect off by themselves, to kind of look over things and come to the decision that they're better off by themselves. Again, this is a general reading. Apply what resonates, only if it resonates. And again, if you want a personal reading, tap in. My email is lotusmagic17 at gmail.com, or you can just DM me. All right, Lotuses, have a good night.